There's a truck right through there. They're not supposed to be driving in here where I'm at. I've got permission. I've got the 4-wheeler right there. There's a gate right up over here. Oh, there's an opening right here. And there's a gate right up there on it. It's fenced in. And I was up here yesterday. The gate was closed. And I come up back today to where I can actually walk around. And the gate's torn down. Somebody ran over it. As I'm getting my gear together right here, I can hear these guys coming out of the woods out there. It sounds like they're getting stuck. Oh, I can see them. I can see them right through here. They are stuck. They're just going back and forth. Oh, they're right in front of me. I have not been here before, but I was looking on my map, and there's a road, looks like an old logging road that goes at an angle through the property, and he might even be on it. Property that I was looking forward to exploring, the fellow who owns it, he doesn't allow any hunting whatsoever. He doesn't hunt. I don't guess his family hunts. He's got a very big piece of property. That's a spider web. He's got a huge chunk of land. We're digging holes here. He's gonna let me go on it and just go and explore. But they've been hearing the howling. From what he's explaining to me, it sounds like Sasquatch howls. I was invited to come hunting on this property, but the season opens in a week. A week from yesterday. Today's Sunday, I think. It opens on the 26th, and it's just too late to be going to a property I'm not familiar with and to try to hunt. I don't know where that road is. Now there is a creek check the map again, make sure I'm going the right direction. Oh, I haven't made it to that road yet either. That road's over here. Oh, the creek's quite a ways from me. Yeah, I thought I was closer than I am. Oh, there's the road right there. Now, when this road comes out onto the main dirt road, which is that direction, there is a gate on it, so you cannot access it. You can't get a vehicle in here. This is an old road. There's the road right there. I don't have a key to his gates, and he didn't want me driving on the property because it's hunting season, but I asked him if it was alright if I could pull the four-wheeler off in the tree line about 20 or 30 foot. A lot of deer tracks right here. So I guess this is the road. Let's see where it goes. But yeah, on this property right here, they've been hearing howls. There's a heel print that may be from Mark, landowner. So I think that's the road. This is, I'm not really sure. There's a lot of deer tracks in here. I'm wearing my snake boots, even though it's been pretty cool. We've come across both rattlesnakes and water moccasins when it was in the 50s. So right now it's probably 80 degrees. It's been getting in the 40s at night. These deer are traveling right here. This is a road, or he's got a food plot or something down here for him. I don't know if they hunt over bait or not. Like most of us, Mark does put feed out. He puts, I guess, corn, but he'll put food out and then put cameras in front of it. And he does that pre-season scouting just to see which deer they got coming in, what areas. The same thing that we do. But I'm not sure if they hunt over bait. They're really good people. Him and Susie both are just as good-natured as they could be, and they're animal lovers, so they just don't shoot an animal because it's legal. Man, this is pretty in here. I may take him up on the offer and come out here and do a little bit of hunting, but that'll have to be when general gun season opens, so I can use the muzzle loader. It's just a little too thick in here to be slinging arrows. Back to the howling. Ever since they bought this property, they've heard the howls. He's found structures on the property, and I am on the lookout for structures, but I'm not searching for them. As I love the wilderness, I love the forest and the animals, and this is God's country. The only thing mankind did right here is at one time they cleared this road. You know, everything here is God's artwork, and I love being in the middle of it. But there's other creatures that also enjoy it, and some of them I just don't want to run into. I am looking for footprints. There's a pile of deer tracks in here. There's some turkey scratching right there. Trying to figure out which way the wind's blowing. I just got a really nasty odor just hit me, really rough. Wind's almost circling. Now, I'm not sure if that's the same what I've smelled when we've been close to where a Sasquatch is or has been. I'm not sure if that's the same odor. I don't smell it now. But it was, whatever that odor was really strong. It smelled more like a skunk. Look at how different it looks on this side. If you get to look at, a bunch of oaks, some young saplings, some volunteer trees that fell from seed over here, and then you turn and look at this side. And through there it's like swamp grass. So I'm gonna go through here. Well, that's really maybe the creek. Yeah, there are pigs on this property too. There are quite a few wild hogs on here. And they have harvested some absolute monster pigs. Now that I'm thinking about the pigs and having personal defense, I left my 10mm at the house. I've got my 9 with me, but it doesn't do anything for a pig. I think if they understood what a 9mm was, they would probably ask you to shoot them a few times in the spots where they're itching, because I don't think it'll do much more than that. Now, this is definitely different than our property. There's a big old tree that come down, it's still alive, pine tree. You have to watch when they're green like that. The wild hogs, they bed up under fallen trees when the leaves are still green, when the tree's still alive. They'll bed under it. And I just don't want to get cut today. Done a lot happened the last few weeks. Look, there's another one down. And I'm not seeing any storm damage. Now, I'm not saying this is not a storm. Guys, we're on top of the hill. It's dry. I mean, it's just dry dirt. And that tree's alive. I'm gonna have to. When I leave here, I gotta call him back, let him know when I leave, and let him know if the guys that come back or anybody else is in here. And I believe I'm gonna ask him, or I'm gonna tell him I do want to take him up on the offer. I would like to come out here when it gets cold. I think this would be a great spot to ambush a buck or two, or get a pig. I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm a meat hunter. I'm not going to shoot a deer because he's got big pretty horns on his head. I don't know if Mark and Susie have a harvest list. I don't know if they do like what we do. Well, this is a heavy trail. Look at this deer trail right here. right up and it curves. So I guess I get right here and try to fan out. There's a little bed in there. There's another one. So they may come in here, I guess, in the daytime, bedding up. Nice open area. Let's see what this bed looks like. You can see the bed right there, like past the little palmetto bush right on the other side of it. That's a deer bed. There's one here. There's one right here. There's one right there. So they can be bedding up in here for sure. I really like this area. It's really pretty. And I've not seen any structures, so to speak. So if you guys happen to spot anything in the video that I did not point out, if you don't mind, please throw it in the comments with a timestamp where it's at for the rest of the family here. They got beds all up in there, a bunch of them. Wow. I wonder if he has that many deer over here. This is like a road. No, just a hole, I guess. There's a trail. Goes back in here. Turkey's been pushing in there. Okay, let me check my map. I'm not sure if his boundaries are fenced. I know he's fenced at the road. Where am I at? Jeez, I am way off. Yeah, I've got to go back that way, I think. I'm definitely not going the way I wanted to go. Waiting for my GPS signal to update. Oh, I've got to go that way. Yeah, I got way out. All right. Boy, there's some great spots in here. You can set up an ambush spot. But it's just thick. You sure have to be very precise when you're shot to prevent from, deflecting off a limb and missing or hitting a different animal or hitting him in a bad spot. You don't want an animal to suffer for weeks on end because you made a poor shot on him. That's a pretty oak tree. Isn't that beautiful? You could put your seat up in there. I don't know how much you'd be able to see. Looks like a pretty good shot over this direction. There's an oak tree that's pushed over. It blew over, fell over. Right here. Yeah, the dirt hasn't washed out the roots yet. It hasn't been too long, that one's been knocked over. I didn't bring my compass with me. I could get a bearing to see which direction these trees are laying. If they're all pointing the same direction, it'd be a pretty good chance that it's a storm damage. As you can see that one right there. Not sure, you guys. I don't know if that's a hare or not. Hope it's not. Should have smelled it. smell nothing on my finger. Just gotta make sure. I think I gotta turn to the left. I gotta clean this area right here, like something's been sitting here cleaning it. This whole spot right here, all the ground looks like it's been almost swept. And on the other side of the tree too, the other side of that oak. Could be animals, could be pigs. Mama pigs with babies getting there, and they'll get to shuffling around trying to get comfortable, and they'll clear the ground like that just from the way they're moving. This looks like this is like a road right here. I wonder if I need to turn right here. Sorry, I'm having to keep checking my map. Zoom out. Yeah, I need to go that way. Okay. I'm just not familiar with these woods at all. We've been talking for some time about coming over here and looking at it. This was the property last year I was filming. I think I was on our property. I'd mentioned in one of the videos that I was invited to come over here and so I could walk around and film and look. And I never made it over here. We had so much going on trying to get moved, and I didn't have time when I remembered about the property. When I did have time, it just didn't even cross my mind to come over here. But I've seen him a couple of weeks ago, and he kind of, that was a whistle. I don't know if you guys heard that. The microphone should have picked that up. Oh boy, that scared me. I wasn't expecting it. That sounded really close. I don't see anything. I don't feel like I'm being watched. Maybe that was a tree squeaking. Boy, I got my nerves jumping. Anyhow, when I run into Mark, he was teasing me about coming over here. He said, I guess you just ain't never going to get over there and see my property. Is it not good enough for you? You know, just that type of thing. He's just playing with me. And I told him, I said, I forgot with the move. We've been so busy. That's a big oak that's laid over too. I told him, I said, I will get by there. And he said, we'll try to make it before hunting season. And then I forgot again. And a friend of ours down the road, I told him about it because he knows the guy too that owns it. He knows Mark. They go to the same church. And he had asked me the other day, and when I was with him, he asked me if I'd ever got a chance to get over here, and I said, nope, I actually keep forgetting. I said, well, I'm going to go. We got 1 week before hunting season opens, so I need to get over there like now. And that was a few days ago, and I got up this morning, went and checked our property, and rode around, checked the gates, and I said, well, I am going. I see something back through there. It looks like a root ball. But it might be a chair or a ground blind. I'm not sure. Well, it's a nice little opening here. But you got one tree. Well, that'd be a good tree for a lock on. You can get up there inside the limbs. About 18 foot up. What is that? Let me go around this stuff. We'll go over and check it out. But anyway, I finally made it over here. Man, I wish I would have came earlier. I wish I would have came last year. Because he told me I could set up out here. They don't have any stands that are in place. So he told me if I see any stands on the property at all, He said I can take them down and carry them with me. If you put a stand on private property and the landowner finds it, it is his stand. And it's up to the landowner whether or not you get it back. Big old tree. Oh, I bet that's solid lighter right there. That lightered stump. Most of you know what lightered is. It'll burn. You could store that stuff in a 5-gallon bucket of water. You could pull it out of the water and put a match to it, and it'll burn. Bugs cannot eat it. That's what that is too. That's solid lighter. Look at that. That stuff's hard. That little splinter. You can see the coloration right here, the red. That's all pine sap that are hardened. Ooh, that's strong. If you can break like stumps of that off, you can use them starting fires. See how red it is in there? That gold red. That's solid fat lighter. That's gold. You guys up north, I know y'all pay a lot of money for that stuff right there. And all these guys do, they sell it. You can get it down here in stores. They'll cut it in about 14 to 16 inch sections, and then they'll splinter it up into not that little, but they'll splinter it up about that size right there. And you'll get a bundle of it, and it ain't but about 5 pounds, but they're selling it for like $10 and $12. And people are buying it. But that's fat lighter. So many of you guys are brothers and sisters from northern areas that do not have lighter. Gotta be careful, because yellow jackets, ground hornets like to get under these stumps. All this right here is fat lighter. That stump right there is solid fat lighter. If you can get the root out of the ground, the entire root would be fat too. That's strong. Man, that's strong. Every one of these limbs right here are all fat. It ain't coming off. But look how much lighter it is right there. It goes all the way up. Looks like the top may have broke off. And it hit the oak tree right there. Yep, there's the top right there on the ground. So, yeah, if any of you guys from the north, brothers and sisters from these parts of the country that y'all don't have fat lighter, and where it comes from is longleaf pine. Not these short needle pine trees. That comes from the long needle. I'll show you. There's one right up here. But if they get hit by lightning where they're killed instantly, then all the turpentine that's up in the tree and the limbs, it'll drain back down into the trunk and it'll harden. Termites cannot eat that, but you can't run a nail into it either. It'll bend your nails. This right here is short leaf pine. I'll break a small limb off. Yeah, this is what we call sand pine. Sand pine does not make lighter. It doesn't have the turpentine in it. The pine sap, it doesn't have enough sap in it to make lighter. This right here is a longleaf pine. See the difference in the needles? Here, we'll just break a few off. Here's longleaf pine, here's sand pine. Get a wad of these needles. You see the difference right there if you lay them out, sticking to me. See the difference in them. These little short ones, that's sand pine. There's your long leaf. Your sand pine, the timber industry uses it for pulpwood. They just grind it up and they make paper and particle board and stuff of that nature. It is a lower dollar pine. If you're looking to get into timber crop, growing pine trees for money, there's not much money in sand pine. Just to give you these numbers are not exact, so please don't take them as being the standard. But just to give you an idea, our property is It is planted in sand pine, shortleaf pine. There's probably 38 to 42, maybe $44,000 in pine on it right now if we were to sell it. If it were longleaf pine, we'd be somewhere around 70, maybe 80,000. There's a big difference in money. I don't know if you guys can see where the land drops off. It drops off pretty quick. I wonder if that's the creek. If it is, we're going to walk that direction. Got a little bit more time. Why am I still going the wrong direction? I have turned 3 times and I'm still going straight east. How am I going east? The sun's right there. That's west right there. I am going east. Crud. Gee whiz. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm gonna turn right. Let's go to this thicket and then we'll turn. This is so pretty. Yeah, if you guys see anything at all out of the ordinary, anything in regards to Sasquatch or any of these other weird things that are out there, please throw it in the comments. There's a lot of our brothers and sisters here that they're like I am, and they just don't have an eye for it. I don't have an eye for it. But a lot of you see stuff that I never see, and I'll be 5 foot from it. And y'all are picking it up from a video clip. I go back to some of the areas of some of the things you guys have spotted, then due to the video and you let me know what you found, I'm able to go back to it and then find it, and there's definitely something there. Look at all the fat ladder right here. Jeez. That in there didn't make fat ladder. That's sand pine. See how it crumbles? This is longleaf pine. There's another, is that a sand pine? That looks weird. No, that's an oak. This is longleaf. If I can break one of these stumps off, I'll show you. They're just so hard to break off. Oh! Oh, you can see the amber, the reddish color, and the gold. That's solid fat ladder. I mean, that stuff is hard. You know how hard that is? It is crazy hard. Throw a piece in my pocket. This right here, this stub right here is also fat ladder. With a deer track right there beside it. Look at where this old trail was right here. It goes that way and kind of goes off to the right. Look at this one. Oh boy, that is beat out. It's a deer trail or pig trail. This one goes in, it goes to the left. Something's traveling this a lot, or it has been. God, it is so pretty in here. To hunt this area, you'd have to hunt from the ground. There are a few spots you can get up in a tree, but you're really limited in your shots because of the canopy. The growth in here isn't that old. It's just maybe 15-year growth. So this, I would imagine, may have been timberland at one time. And Mark and Susie do not have it as timber crop. They've got livestock, but this section of property, where it sits, there's a big creek, and then there's a long strip of property. I don't know how big it is, but it's probably 200 or 300 yards wide, but super long. And then on the other side of it is their other property. That's where their house is at and their livestock. Everything's over at the other property. I'm still going the same way. Yeah, I need to go this way. I'm trying to get over to the creek. I can get to it. Going. If I go through here, I'll end up at the creek. I just want to see the creek. Probably ain't gonna be able to get to it. There's so many deer tracks in here. Gee whiz, they got a bunch of wildlife. I haven't seen anything yet though. I'm gonna turn to the left. Got a nice pretty opening right here, but there's no trees big enough to put a stand in. Unless you get over here in this pine. Well, that'd be a good tree. This pine right here, if you can get a stand to sit in it because it's leaning, you'd have a nice shot right there. You'd have your shot right there, and you'd have somewhat of a shot that way. I'm going to talk to him and find out, would I be allowed to do some trimming, put a stand in that pine tree. This one right here is definitely big enough. I can put a stand up there about 22 or 23 foot. But I'd have to trim some of this stuff just so I have an open shot. And I'll find out if that's the case. If he'll let me do that, then I'll bring it. I've got one. Oh, I just seen something. I just seen something move down there 80 or 90 yards or so. If you look, you'll see a tall pine tree right through there sticking up. A real big one. Right down there at the ground, straight in front of me, there's an opening. I've just seen something move through the opening. It was light color like a deer, like a young deer. May have been a coyote. Oh, it should be over here somewhere. Stopped or ran. His cows can't get over here. They're fenced in, but even if they jump the fence, I don't know if that other property is fenced or not, the one between him and the creek, but then they'd have to swim the creek. And cows would definitely get in the water, but I don't think they can cross it. I don't think his have ever gotten out. Yeah, that's real open, nice, pretty oak tree down there. It's leaning over. This must be storm damage, all these crooked trees. There's a decent tree to put a stand in, but there's no cover. Glad I finally came over here. Golly, I should have done this last year. Kind of kicking myself for not coming out here. Such a pretty area. There's a lot of opportunities in here to harvest some deer. Quite a few good game trails. Look at that long opening right there. There's no trees here. You can put a ground blind in here and cover it with a bunch of brush and shrubbery. Have you a nice long, there's probably 120 yards right there. Maybe more than that. Yeah, there's a few deer tracks. Small deer. Right, I'm going downhill. so I'm sure I'm going the right direction. If we're getting close to the creek, it should get really, really thick. All the creeks out here, because of how hot the area is. Down near the creek, it's cooler, and the water table's lower, and so everything grows. Everything thrives down there. Yeah, this got to be a creek. I've not seen the deer shed. Haven't seen any. Haven't really seen any rubs either. Not any significant rubs. I've seen some little tiny ones. Mark told me if I find any sheds, I can keep them. But if they're big, he just wants to know where I found them. He uses the same hunting app that I use. So if I do find a big one, he wants me to mark it and I can show him where I found it at. Like, this has got to be the creek, because that is like super thick right there. Probably not going to be able to get into it. I'd like to see the creek. Said it's small, probably like ours. This one has a name. It's not Bamboo Creek. What ours is, this is, I don't remember the name of it. Tundra Creek, or Thunder Creek? Tundra? I think it's Tundra. It's like an Indian name. It sounds like an Indian name. Yeah, those are longleaf pines right there. All them real tall ones. The longleaf grow tall and straight, and you won't have hardly any limbs on it until you get up near the top. The canopy's really high on them. On a short leaf sand pine, the limbs start at the ground. They go all the way up, and they die as it grows, but they don't normally fall off. Not many of them. So your sand pine, if they grow to be big like these, you'll have stobs, like 3-foot stobs sticking out where it used to be a limb and it died, and it'll break off. But they won't turpentine up like a longleaf. A lot of trails are here, a lot of deer trails. Is that in the creek right there? How much salt from that is? Oh, it's thick. You gotta go past that. No, I ain't doing that. Not by myself. See if we get hurt, I'll be in trouble. That's a nice sturdy oak. That'd be fantastic for a bow stand. You don't have a lot of shots here, a lot of shot opportunities. That'd be for people who like to bait. That'd be a good spot for them to bait up at. Yeah, if you're hunting, naturally hunting without bait, you have to find the trails. You gotta figure out where they're coming through at. You gotta set the trails. There's a trail right here, a big trail going up. And there's one right here. I know you guys can see that on camera. Oh, listen, that's the water. You got a little waterfall right there, it sounds like. Follow this trail. Hopefully it's not a bear trail. Oh, the ground's pretty steep right here. It drops off significantly right past that brush. A lot of tupelo trees in there. I don't know if that creek flows year round. It's got water in it right now for sure. I didn't ask him if it's spring fed where it's got water in it all the time. A lot of them around our area, and I think a lot of them over here where I'm at, a lot of them are not spring fed, and they're kind of dirty, kind of mucky, but they dry up. We don't get a lot of rain, they'll dry up. And it'll just be a wet cut going through the property. There's tracks. Nope. Well, yeah, there's one right there. That's a pig track. That's a deer track. This is really pretty in here. I don't know where that goes. Looks like it's going toward the creek. Let me check my battery right quick on this camera. 38%. I'm good. This tree with the yellowing leaves on it, this is a cherry tree. If you have livestock, you have one of these trees out in your pasture, it's best to cut it and get it out of there. The leaves, especially if they're wilted, they will kill a cow. They're very poisonous. Something just moved in there. It looked like a road. Okay, I may turn and go back to the left, depending on what I hear right here. I heard something move in the brush over here. I got my pistol. I'm good. My BB. I got my BB gun pistol. I think I just heard a fox squall. They got kind of a heavy, raspy bark to them. Sounded like a fox squall. Jesus, so pretty there. All these palmettos, that's where your pigs normally will bed up at. You get into the swampy areas, if you're pig hunting down here in Florida, when you find these real thick palmetto areas like this, all them palmettos, your pigs bed inside of them. And they're really hard to hunt. They do. There's a trail right here. Deer trail going up. Go over there. Hearing it. Almost a croaking sound. Maybe a grunt. A lot of deer tracks right there in the sand. There's a trail right there, a deer trail. snapping. There's a lot of deer trails in here. Very possibly could be deer. A lot of deer tracks too. Movement right over there. It doesn't sound big, whatever it is. Tunnel through there. Going toward the creek. There's a big game trail right there too. We'll go around this. Big deer track here. Several deer tracks up in here. The creek's right there, right behind this wall of stuff right there. Jeez, it is so pretty in here. Really like this area. It's creepy when you get near that thick stuff there. Good deer trail right here, going up. It's like a cave underneath all this crap going in there. Back up so I can get the sun out of my eyes. Here's that trail right here. Right through there. Good Lord, look at that track right there. Holy cow. See it? Big old track. Good Lord, that's bigger than a horse hoof. Yeah, I don't like that. Alright, I just got the feeling I'm being watched. Just fell over me like a blanket. I cannot tell which way it's coming from. Here a little bit. That's strong. It feels like somebody's right here beside me right now, staring at me. Holy cow. I'm so scared, I just got dizzy. Alright, there we go. Get away from there. don't know what that was either. Y'all heard that? Sound like a hoot? Not an owl. Holy cow. I'm going back. Get away from this creek and get my map out and see what. Jeez. God, that's got me creeped out big time. Holy cow. That's coming from that way. That is definitely coming from somewhere right up in there. There is no, I'm 100% certain. I don't like that at all. Headache. Just went away from that. Good Lord. Oh, this got me dizzy. It scared me really bad. Y'all may get me back to the floor. Keep me safe. Let me check my map. Deer track. I have no idea where the floor is. It should be through there. Should be. Let's try my phone. Yeah, this ain't fun no more. If any of y'all seen anything or heard something that I didn't, please throw it up in the comments with a timestamp. I know that's a lot easier for a lot of you don't like to email or you can't email. Boy, I'm about to get sick. Stand by just a minute. Be right back. I got sick. I had to stop for a minute. I don't have a water bottle with me. Rinse my mouth out. That was too much. You know, I had that feeling hundreds of times of being watched, and it scares me every time. It's only made me sick like that a few times, 3 or 4 times maybe. That was overwhelming. That was too much. I don't know if I walked up on something I shouldn't have, but I have no idea. But if he was intentionally projecting fear on me, he succeeded. Golly Moses. I am not feeling good at all. Haven't eaten nothing. I got sick. I feel like I broke my ribs. Good gracious. Okay, we come from, I don't know where I was at. I think it was back there is where I was at the creek when that feeling of being watched hit me so hard. It just like somebody flipped a switch. Everything was fine, and then bam, like someone was staring at me hardcore. I moved another 10 or 15 feet, and it kicked it into high gear. Let me check my map. Okay, we got a little ways to go. If any of you are, if you're ever out, if you've never had that feeling of being watched or being in danger, that what I just experienced felt like I was being watched, but also that I was in trouble, like something bad was fixing to happen. If you ever get that feeling, that's your body directing you to get out of there. And please don't ignore it. Personally, I think it's the Holy Spirit tapping into our spirit and urging us to go. You know, I think it's just a message to. It's a system that our Creator put in us to keep us safe, to protect us. You know, not only to tell us to leave, but to also let us know why. You know, you're being watched, or it's an old shooting stand. Guess I had it up in that oak tree. Yep, that was an old shooting house. See the roof to it. Oh my Lord, I ain't feeling good. I gotta get some water. I got a very nasty taste in my mouth. I don't even know if I'm going the right way. Big old deer tracks coming through right here. Gotta check my map. I have to keep checking it. We gotta go this way. Gosh. And that was not fun. What scared me so bad, it really poured on me, that feeling. Was trying to figure out where it was so I knew which way to go. Initially, I didn't know where to go. You know, do I keep going the way I'm going? Do I turn? Do I backtrack? I didn't have a clue where to go. Something over there moving now. Alright, I'm not being followed by nothing. That daggum bear coming after me. I don't want anything coming after me. Had enough for today. I'm done. I rode the 4-wheeler over here. It's a little ways from the house, but it's too far to walk. It's definitely too far to walk, for me anyhow. It's just going to take me probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get home. I didn't time it, so I have no idea how far I am from the house. I know the way that I took to get here. There's a bunch of back trails. There's a lot of deer coming through right here where I'm at. Golly, now I got heartburn. Oh, I'm going right. There's my boot prints. Well, that wouldn't happen again in a million years. Did that come through right here? No? spoilers through here. Yeah, I hurt my ribs. Emptying my stomach. Ribs on my right and left side hurt. I feel like I broke them. I was kind of dry heaving. No nice way to word it. Oh, come on. Oh, I did come through right here. I recognize that little thing. Dig out over there. So it's got to be right here. Guys, I'm sorry I didn't have anything to show you on camera. I was hoping we'd at least see a deer. I've seen something. I think it may have been a deer. I just didn't get a good look at it, just seen it as it moved. Yeah, we're going right forward. It should be right here. There it is, right there. Shoot. I gotta get some water. I gotta rinse my mouth out and get this nasty taste out of my mouth. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me today for this one. I know it's a long video, but I do apologize for cutting it short. If I get spooked like that, I don't stick around. I leave. I'm not going to take my chances. I don't know what it is that scared me. I didn't see anything. You know, I don't know if you guys see anything in the video. If you do, please throw it in the comments with a timestamp of where you seen it. Brother Don Moore, he's the one that provides the articles that I share with you guys. He does all that research and all the work to get those to us, and he has a ton of them. I've just got to get at a slowing down point where I can start doing articles again, and that is coming. That's coming soon, and I'll be doing some of them while I'm hunting, also after the hunt. But anyhow, he helps me with the comments. He responds to those that he knows the answer to, and a lot of them, if someone is asking me a question directly, he will contact me with the comment, and because while I'm working, I can talk to him. I wear my earbud, and I can listen to him, and I have a conversation with him, and he'll share the question if someone has one, and I'll tell him the answer, and he'll respond to that person with what I've told him. Don's been an absolute blessing to me and my family. He's been a tremendous help, as many of you have been just a phenomenal help to us and what we do with the goats, and I greatly appreciate it. You know, we couldn't be more grateful and more thankful for all who have stepped up to help us with these animals. You know, that's our life's mission, and the hunting and all this other stuff is just part of life. It's part of my life. But anyhow, thank you all. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your Halloween that's coming up. Be careful if you're taking your little ones out. You know, the world ain't what it was even 3 years ago. It's turned into a very wicked place, so please keep a close eye on your children, your grandchildren, your loved ones when you're out and about. A lot of these cults and these groups of people, bad people are the ones I'm referring to, a lot of rituals and things that they do is based around Hallows Eve, Halloween, and they're looking for victims. So please keep an eye on your loved ones if you are out and about during Halloween. Guys, I love you all. God bless you. Thank you tremendously for being a part of our family. I'm sorry I had to cut the walk short. I get scared, I leave. I'm not playing that game. If my body tells me something is evidently wrong or something's fixing to be very wrong, I don't stick around to find out what it is. I'm not going to risk it. I'm too old.
too slow and too fat to deal with stuff like that. The only thing I got going for me is I'm a decent shot and I'm fairly quick with my sidearm. But I love you all. God bless you. Be kind, be safe, be blessed in all you do. If there's anything I can do to help you, if anything's going on, if you need a prayer or anything, reach out to me. My email address is standinggoatsrescue@yahoo.com. I'm still a little behind, but I'm almost caught up with them. I just got to take the time. Probably 3 or 4 more hours of responding to emails, and I should be caught up. I've just got to have the time to do that. And someone's coming. I'll see you guys soon. I love you. Bye-bye.